రైట్ సార్ లైవ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది
ఓకే. మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేయమన్నప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. చెప్పండి
సార్
సార్.
లైవ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది ఆల్రెడీ
ఓకే ఓకే. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ టు one and all. Today we are going to discuss the cardiac cycle. Okay students, before discuss the cardiac cycle, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, this is E. Venkateshwarlu, SCA Bioscience, ZPHS Aragudem, Nelakondapalli Mandal, Khammam district. Okay students, previously our teachers Madhavara sir and Madhavi madam discussed the circulation and also the internal structure of the heart, the external structure of the heart, already discussed by Madhavi madam in the previous class. Okay students, now after session I am going to discuss the after, okay, that is cardiac cycle. Okay students, before discuss the cardiac cycle, I would like to discuss the internal structure of heart. Okay students, already you know what parts are present in the heart. Okay students, okay, in the generally heart consists of 4 chambers. What are they? Auricles and ventricles. Okay, right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle and left ventricle, already you know. Okay, see the students, see the internal structure of the heart. Okay, this is the right atrium. Okay, this is the left atrium. Okay students, next this total part is known as ventricular part. This is known as right ventricle and this is known as left ventricle. Okay students, already you know how the blood reach to the left atrium, and the same way the left auricle receive the blood from which organs? Right, already you know the right atrium receive the blood from the different parts of the body. In the same way the left atrium receive the blood from the lungs, already you know. Okay, next these are the ventricles. Okay, this is known as right ventricle. The right ventricle receive the blood from right atrium. Okay, already you know this is the left ventricle. The left ventricle receive the blood left atrium. Okay, already in the previous classes this total discussed in the previous classes. Okay students, now I am going to discuss the cardiac cycle. Okay students, what is the cardiac organism? Organ, already you know what is the cardiologist. Generally one doctor considered as the cardiologist. Okay, who is considered as the cardiologist? The doctor who is belong to heart, the he is known as cardiologist. So cardia means heart. Okay, now we are going to discuss the cardiac cycle. Cardia means heart, cycle. Okay, this is also called as heartbeat, the pumping of the heart. Okay friends, the cardiac cycle occurred continue process in our body. Okay, what is the cardiac cycle? The cardiac cycle means the complete contraction and relaxation of the heart is known as cardiac cycle. Okay students, once again listen carefully. What is the cardiac cycle? The complete contraction and relaxation of heart is known as cardiac cycle. Okay students, one cardiac cycle takes nearly 0.8 seconds, which takes the 0.8 seconds time, one cardiac cycle. Okay, students, the cardiac cycle consists of mainly 3 phases. How many phases, Nana? 3 phases. Okay, listen carefully and write the note. The cardiac cycle consists of 3 phases. What are the phases? First one, auricular systole. Listen carefully. First one, auricular systole. Auricular systole. Auricular systole. This is the first phase. Okay, students. What is the second phase? Second phase, second phase, ventricular systole. Third phase, auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, students, totally 3 phases are occurred in the cardiac cycle. 3 phases are occurred in the cardiac cycle. First one, auricular systole. Second one, ventricular systole. Next, third one, auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, students, first of all, we have to know what is the systole. What is the systole? Systole means contraction of the heart. The contraction of the heart chamber is known as systole. Systole means nothing but contraction only. Okay, next, diastole. What is the diastole? The diastole means relaxation of the heart. The relaxation of the heart chambers is known as diastole. Okay, students. Now I am going to discuss about the auricular systole. Okay, students. All of you write the all phases. First of all, once again I am repeating. Cardiac cycle consists of 3 phases: auricular systole, ventricular systole, auriculoventricular diastole. Now I am going to discuss the auricular systole. This is very, very important, students. What changes are occurred in the auricular systole? First of all, listen carefully. Systole means, what is the systole? The contraction. The contraction of heart is known as systole. Already I said. Okay, now auricular systole means, auricles means nothing but atrium. Auricles means nothing but atrium. Okay, students, the contraction of atria, the contraction of auricles is known as auricular system. That is the auricular system. Okay, students, first, what is the auricular system? The contraction. The contraction. The contraction of atria. Contraction of atria is known as auricular systole. Okay, students, what happened when the auricles or when the atria become contract? What happened? The space which is present in the auricles become, what happened? Either increase or decrease. If the contract, what happened? When the auricular region, the auricular chamber become contract, the volume decrease. Okay, students. Now, what happened when the contraction occurred in the atria? The volume become decreased. Volume become decreased. Volume decrease. Okay, this is the first two. In the auricular systole, first change, contraction of the atria. Okay, what is the second change? The second change, the volume become decreased in right auricle and left auricle. Okay, Nana. Next, what happened if the volume decrease? in pressure, what happened? The pressure either increase or decrease. Whenever volume increase, pressure decrease. Whenever volume decrease, pressure increase. Okay, students, here when the volume decrease, then pressure increase. Okay, the pressure increase. Pressure increase. Okay, students, pressure increase. When the pressure increase, two types of walls become open. What are the walls? Do you know? Okay, here already you know. Uh, in between auricles and ventricles, one valve is present. That is known as tricuspid valve. And the same way, in the left side of the heart, in between auricles and ventricles, one valve is present. That is known as bicuspid valve. Okay, students, listen carefully. When the pressure increase in the auricles, the walls become open. What happened? The walls become open. Okay, students, nice. Here, listen carefully. Tricuspid valve, tricuspid and bicuspid. Bicuspid walls become open. Okay, right, friends? Okay, in the auricular systole, first what happened? The auricles become contract. When the auricles become contract, the volume decrease. When the volume decrease, the pressure increase. When the pressure increase, tricuspid and bicuspid walls become open. Okay, students. Then what will happen? When the bicuspid and tricuspid walls are open, then the blood pumped into ventricles from the right atrium to right ventricle, from the left atrium to left ventricle. Okay, right, students, listen carefully. Okay, next, what is the another change? The blood pumped into ventricular parts or ventricles. Okay, right, from the right atrium to right ventricle, from the left ventricle to left atrium to left ventricle. Okay, these changes are occurred in the auricular systole. Okay, students, listen carefully. What happened in the auricular systole? In the auricular systole, first of all, the auricles become contract. When the auricles become contract, the volume decrease. When the volume decrease, the pressure increase. When the pressure increase, tricuspid and bicuspid valve become open. When the bicuspid and tricuspid valve become open, the blood pumped into ventricular part from the auricle. From the right auricle to the blood pumped. While auricular systole, the blood pumped from the right atrium to right ventricle, from the left atrium to left ventricle. These changes are occurred in the auricular systole. Okay, students. So these are changes are occurred in the auricular systole. So listen, if person asked as write the auricular systole, then you have to write these changes. First of all, contraction of the auricle. Next, when the contraction occurred, volume decrease. When the volume decrease, pressure increase. When the pressure increase, valves, tricuspid and bicuspid valves become open. When the valves open, the blood pumped into respected ventricle. Okay, very, very important, students. This is the auricular systole. Okay, students. Now, I am going to discuss the another phase, the second phase. What is the name of the second phase? Already said. What is the second phase? Ventricular systole. Listen carefully, friends. Ventricular systole. Okay. Okay, students. Sir, ventricular systole. Okay, second phase, Nana. Ventricular systole. Ventricular systole. Ventricular systole. Okay, friends. Right. Listen carefully. What happened? What changes are occurred in the ventricular systole? What changes are occurred, Nana? Right. Already you know what is the systole? The contraction is known as systole. So ventricular systole means contraction of the ventricle. So in the ventricle systole, first what is the first change? Ventricles. Okay, first change, ventricles become contract. Ventricles, right and left ventricles become contracts. Contract. Okay, students, right. That is the first change. When the ventricles become contract, what happened? The volume become decrease. Volume become decrease. Okay, students, whenever volume become decrease, already you know, if the volume decrease, the pressure increase. So here, what happened, Anna? Pressure increase. Pressure increase. Okay, students, this is the another change. Okay, Nana. If the pressure increase, what happened here? This is very, very important. Whenever pressure increase in the ventricular part, what happened? First change here already in the first phase, which valves become open in the first phase? Tricuspid and bicuspid valves open in the auricular systole. Okay, students, listen carefully. In the ventricular systole, when the pressure increase in the ventricle, the same, the tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed. Listen, students, closed. Okay, the tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed whenever pressure increase in the ventricular part. Okay, students, right. Whenever tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed, then one type of sound arises from the heart, that is known as love sound. Very, very important, Nana. Love sound. Love sound. The love sound arises whenever tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed. The one sound will come, that is known as love sound. Okay, students, right. This is the very, very important. Which the question asked as which valves are responsible for the love sound which is arised from the heart? Which valves are responsible for the love sound from the heart? Tricuspid and bicuspid valves. Okay, whenever tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed, then love sound will come. That is very, very important. Okay, Nana. Next, another valve to open. Okay, Nana. Already you know, this is the one blood vessel. What is the name of this blood vessel, Nana? This is the pulmonary artery. Okay, Nana. This is also another blood vessel. What is the name of this blood vessel, Nana? This is the aorta or systemic artery. Okay, Nana. From the at the initial part of the starting part of the these two blood vessels, valves are present. Here, this valve is known as pulmonary valve. This valve is known as systemic valve or aortic valve. The valve which is present, which is occurred in the starting part of the aorta, that is known as aortic valve or systemic valve. The valve which is present at the starting part of the pulmonary artery, that is known as pulmonary valve. Already you know. Okay, students, here in the ventricular systole, these, okay, pulmonary valve and aortic valve. Okay, Nana. Here P means pulmonary valve and A means aortic valve become pulmonary valve, aortic valve become what happened, Nana? Become open. Become open. Okay, Nana. Whenever pulmonary valve and aortic valve become open, but here high pressure created. Whenever ventricles become contract, here high pressure created. Due to high pressure, tricuspid bicuspid valves close and pulmonary valves and aortic valves become open. Then the blood is pumped into from the ventricle to respected blood vessels. From the right ventricle to pulmonary artery. From the left ventricle to aorta. Okay, that is the another change. Okay, friends, next change, blood pumped into blood vessels, respected blood vessels. Okay, respected blood vessels means, Nana, already you know, from the right ventricle to pulmonary artery, from the left ventricle to aorta. Okay, these are changes in the ventricular systole. Okay, students, some questions sometimes maybe will ask as describe the ventricular systole in human body, or describe the ventricular systole of the human heart. If the question asked as describe the ventricular systole of the human heart, you have to write these points. What is the first point, Anna? In the ventricular systole, first the ventricle become contract. Whenever ventricles become contract, volume decrease in ventricular chamber. Whenever volume decrease in the ventricular chamber, pressure increase in the ventricle, in the right ventricle and the left ventricle. Whenever pressure increase in the both ventricles, the tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed. Whenever these valves become closed, then sound become arise, that is known as love sound. Okay, students. Next, after at the same time, in the ventricular systole only, another valves also become open. They are called as pulmonary valve and okay, students. Whenever these valves are open, the blood pumped into pulmonary artery and aorta or systemic artery. Okay, Nana. These are changes. These changes are occurred in the ventricular systole. Okay, students. Right. Next page, Nana. Another phase. What is the another phase? Another phase, Nana. That is known as auriculoventricular diastole. Auriculoventricular diastole. The auriculoventricular diastole, Nana. See the auriculoventricular diastole. Auriculoventricular diastole. Auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, this is the third phase. Auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, Nana? Auriculoventricular diastole. Right. What changes? What is the diastole? In the diastole, Nana? Diastole means relaxation of the heart is known as diastole. Here, auricular ventricular. Here, Nana, auricular become relaxed and ventricular also become relaxed. The relaxation of the auricles and ventricles is known as auricular ventricular diastole. So, right, what is the first change? First change, Nana, here, auricles or atriums, atria or atriums, atrias become open or relax, sorry, relax, relax. Okay, at the same time, ventricles also relax. The relaxation of the auricles and ventricles is known as auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, okay, students. Right. Next, what happened? Whenever atrium become relaxed, the blood entered into atrium from the respected caval vein. Okay, this is the inferior caval vein. This is the superior caval vein. This is the superior caval vein. This is the inferior caval vein. Okay, by the inferior and superior caval vein, blood entered into atrium whenever they relax. When the atrium, okay, in the auriculoventricular diastole, the auricles or atriums are become relaxed, then the blood entered into atrium. Okay, students, in the same way, ventricles also become relaxed. Here, okay, in the same, when the ventricles become relaxed, already you know, the pressure, when the ventricles become relaxed, the volume increase. Here, the ventricles relax. When the ventricle relax, the volume become increased. Volume increase. Whenever increase, pressure decrease. Okay. Whenever pressure is in the ventricle, whenever pressure decrease in the ventricle, is aortic valve become closed. Here, whenever pressure decrease in the ventricular part, the pulmonary and aortic valves become closed. Whenever pulmonary and aortic valves become closed, then one sound arises that is known as dub sound. Okay, this is also very, very important. Here, two sounds. Okay, first sound lub, second sound dub. When the lub sound arises in the ventricular, when the ventricular systole, tricuspid and bicuspid valves become closed, then lub sound arises here. Here, lub sound. Important. Okay, whenever pulmonary and aortic valves become closed, then dub sound arises. Okay, when the pulmonary and aortic valves are generally closed in the auriculoventricular diastole only. Generally, these valves generally close. The tricuspid and bicuspid valves generally close at the ventricular systole only. So, students, the lub sound arises in the ventricular systole. The dub sound arises in the auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, which valves are responsible for the dub sound? Pulmonary valve and aortic valve. Which valves are responsible for the lub sound? Tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. Okay, students. Okay, these are the three phases. Okay, these three phases are called as cardiac cycle. Okay, students, once again, first phase auricular systole, second phase ventricular systole, third phase auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, students. Okay, I will draw the easy diagram to understand the cardiac cycle. So listen carefully. Now I going to draw the rough diagram, which this diagram, by this diagram, I am going to discuss the cardiac cycle in the easy manner. Okay, students, suppose this is the
Sure, sir.
okay four chambered part. You have to imagine it as this is the heart. Okay, students, you have to imagine. Okay, you have to imagine, Nana. Okay, this is the heart. Already you know. Okay, right. This is the right auricle. This is the left auricle. Okay, students, this is the right ventricle. This is the left ventricle. Okay, students. Okay, first phase. Listen, Nana. Auricular means auricular systole. Okay, right. Listen fully. Whenever auricular systole, in the auricular systole, auricles become closed. When auricles become closed, volume, the volume decrease, pressure increase. When the pressure increase, the okay, the valves also open. Okay, this is the bicuspid valve. This is the tricuspid valve. Listen, Nana. This is the auricular systole. Listen carefully. In the auricular systole, the ventricle become contract, volume decrease, pressure increase, then valves become open. Okay, this is the auricular systole. Okay, Nana. When the after second one, ventricular systole. Already you know. In the ventricular systole, the auricular systole time nearly 0.11 to 0.14 seconds. This take the time 0.11 to 0.14 seconds. The auricular systole takes. In the same way, next ventricular systole. While ventricular systole, what happened? The ventricular parts become contract. Okay, these parts become contract. When these parts become contract, the volume decrease. When the volume decrease in the ventricular part, pressure increase. Whenever pressure increase in the ventricles, the valves become closed. Okay, here like this, the valves become closed. Whenever these valves become closed, whenever generally these valves dislocation generally, but whenever valves become closed, then they are combined. While combining the valves, one sound arises that is known as love sound. Okay, just whenever here, okay, this is the one blood vessel. Okay, this blood vessel, Nana, you have to imagine it as aorta. Okay, this is the become aorta. Okay, students, listen carefully. Okay, aorta. Here, aorta, one valve also present. Here, this is this direction. Okay. Okay, students, here this valve, this direction. Okay, students, from the right ventricle, one blood vessel arises. Already you know that is known as pulmonary artery. Okay, this is this valve. Okay, Nana, this is the pulmonary artery. Already you know the pulmonary artery reach to lungs. Okay, this is the lungs. This is lungs, Nana. Okay, this is the body part. Body. Listen carefully, Nana. Okay, here this is the aorta. Aorta. This is Nana, already you know pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. Okay, Nana, this is the pulmonary artery. This is the aorta. Okay, Nana, listen carefully. Okay, these valves are aortic valves. These valves are pulmonary valves. Okay, Nana, here in the second phase, in the ventricular systole already know volume decrease, then pressure increase. Whenever pressure increase, these valves close. What is the name of this valve? This is the tricuspid valve. This is the bicuspid valve. Okay. At the same time, this one is Nana, already you know. What is the name of this valve? Aortic valve. Aortic valve. Okay. Here one valve is present, Nana. What is the name of this valve? Pulmonary valve. Pulmonary valve. Okay, pulmonary valve. Okay, Nana, here in the ventricular systole, pulmonary valves and aortic valves, Nana, become, yes, that's why the blood entered into from the right ventricle to pulmonary. Okay, Nana, here by the pulmonary artery, the blood reached to lungs. Already you know, in the respiration, already you know, the deoxygenated blood become oxygenated in the alveoli by the exchanging of the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, right, Nana, here the deoxygenated blood become oxygenated blood in the lungs. Okay, this oxygenated blood, Nana, sent to heart by the another blood vessel that is known as pulmonary veins. Okay, Nana, the pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins. Okay, right, Nana. By the pulmonary vein, this blood entered into left auricle. Okay, Nana. Now, listen carefully. Then pressure, then volume decrease, pressure increase. Due to pressure increase, these valves are closed, these valves are open. Okay, when these valves are closed, then one sound arises that is known as already we discussed. Next, Nana, whenever pressure increase, these valves are open. That's why the blood send it to body parts from the left ventricle. The blood send it to lungs from the right ventricle. Okay, Nana. Right. This is the total ventricular systole. Okay, Nana. Next, third, already you know, auriculoventricular diastole. Okay, while whenever auriculoventricular diastole, in the auriculoventricular diastole, Nana, okay, these and these are relaxed. But Nana, okay, the ventricular systole takes the takes nearly 0.27 to 0.235 seconds only. Okay, here the auricular systole takes the how much time? 0.11 to 0.14 seconds. Here in the ventricular systole, 0.252 to 7, sorry, 27 to 0.235 seconds. Next, in the ventricular diastole takes the 0.4 seconds. 0.4 seconds. Okay, Nana, right. In the while the auriculoventricular diastole, these are relaxed. That's why the blood from the body parts. Okay, this is the blood vessel. From by this blood vessel, blood entered into auricle. In the auriculoventricular diastole, what happened? Listen carefully. In the auriculoventricular diastole, the blood entered into right auricle from the body part into left auricle from the lungs. Okay, Nana, this is the, okay, these changes are occurred. And the same way, in the auriculoventricular diastole, these are also become relaxed. Okay, whenever the ventricular parts are become relaxed, the pressure volume increase. Whenever volume increase, pressure decrease. That's why these valves, the pulmonary valve, aortic valves become closed. That's why dub sound arises. Okay, this is the total cardiac cycle. Okay, okay.
వెంకటేశ్వర్ సార్ మీరు మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు సార్, మీరు మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు వాయిస్ వినపడట్లేదు, మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు మీరు. అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి సార్, మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు, వాయిస్ వినపడట్లేదు. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఓకే
సార్.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకే.
ఓకే, రైట్. ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్, దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సార్ లైవ్ కట్ అయిందా?
లైవ్ ఏం కట్ కాలే, ఉన్నది, లైవ్ లో ఉన్నాం.
కట్ అయినట్టుంది.
లేదు సార్, లైవ్
లైవ్ లో
లో ఉన్నాం.
ఉన్నారా? ఓకే సార్. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, this question also very, very important. This is also expected question. So, students, we have to prepare the.
సార్ మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ వాయిస్ పోయింది. వెంకటేశ్వర సార్ మళ్ళీ వాయిస్ పోయింది, మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయారు మళ్ళీ. సార్ మళ్ళీ మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయారు, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి సార్, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి వెంకటేశ్వర్లు సార్. వెంకటేశ్వర్లు సార్, ఇప్పుడు ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఓకే. మళ్ళీ ఎంతసేపు ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఓకే.
Okay. Right, sir.
మళ్ళీ మ్యూట్ లో పోయారు వెంకటేశ్వర్ సార్, మళ్ళీ మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళారు. రైట్, ఓకే.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Okay, thankful to our
సార్ మళ్ళీ మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళారు, సార్ మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళారు మళ్ళీ. వెంకటేశ్వర్ సార్ మ్యూట్ లోకి వెళ్ళారు.